This episode is brought to you by the Arvada Center. Experience the regional premiere of the off-Broadway hit Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812, running February 16th through March 31st. This musical extravaganza brings futuristic electropop sounds to a scandalous slice of War and Peace as the venue transforms into a Russian cabaret with immersive bar and table seating. Don't wait. Get your tickets now for Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812 at arvadacenter.org/events. That's arvadacenter.org/events. Today on CityCast Denver. It's the month of love. It's also the season of fall spring. February in Denver can be a mishmash weather-wise, but we've got you covered with our recommendations. From fun ideas to be your own Valentine to the best place to find piping hot pozole, we're rounding up our favorite ways to make the most of this time of year in the Mile High City. Today is Thursday, February 1st. I'm Bree Davies, and here's what Denver's talking about. Producer Olivia Jewell Love, good morning.
Hey, Bree, how are you?
I'm good. And newsletter editor Adrian González is also with us. Hey.
Good morning.
So it's February in Denver, which means fall spring season for me. Wear your short sleeves and your sunscreen, but bring a parka and an umbrella because who knows. But weather never dictates what we can and can't do. So it has no bearing to me on what I decide I'm going to do. And I think we all have some really fun stuff picked out. For February, we're looking at something to do and experience, something to eat or drink. And then our last category is something that's just for you, the treat yourself category. Let's start with something to do and experience in February. Olivia, what have you got?
I'm really excited about this one. I got the opportunity to go to this last year. Not in the way that you might think,
okay.
once I reveal it. This is Loveland Ski Area's 33rd annual Mountaintop Matrimony, Marry Me and Ski for Free. As I revealed, I am not married. I did not go and get married last year. I got the chance to go as a reporter to cover it, which was really cool because I got to ski in and wear my camera on my back. So that was pretty awesome. This is their annual Valentine's Day marriage ceremony. So you show up with, you book with your marriage license, and you can either renew your vows or you can get married for the first time. And then you get to get a lift ticket for two for the price of one. So your partner gets a free one. And everybody that's in the marriage is like a group marriage ceremony, and you all go, you ride the lift up, and then you go into this little valley all together, and they do like a group marriage ceremony and a little dance party. And it's really cool because almost everybody dresses up. So like people will be skiing in wedding dresses, tuxes, kilts, like everything. It's so cool. And last year I met this couple that's been doing it for years. They were like in their 70s. They
Cute.
love to ski, and they've just been doing it forever. And you can bring your guests, which I wasn't getting married last year, but I still got to go. So you can bring guests, and they buy their own lift ticket, but they can still go and watch. And there's
Maybe dress up too.
Yeah, and there's a little after party afterwards, and there's photographers there, like I was, and they've got like little wedding cupcakes, cider, all that. And then you can ski all day with your new wedded or newly renewed spouse. So this is like the coolest thing ever, and the most Colorado thing.
I was just going to say, it's such a Colorado thing. Also, the outfits, Adrian, I feel like you would enjoy just seeing what people pull out for their ski wedding.
It was
my God.
iconic.
What a great choice. I'm going to have to go check this out.
It was so fun. So the one thing about this is that it is skier board in and out. So you do have to be able to ride in. So you ride the lift up, and then it's like you ski into the valley. So they don't have an option for you to like walk up to it. It's like exclusive to the skiers. So
you gotta be able to, for the theme and the vibe.
Yeah. You got to be able to at least fall down there. Put on some skis and like fall your way down the hill to get there. Which
can I just slide into the hill?
Yeah.
Can I sled?
Sled, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if you pretend it's a snowboard. But yeah, it was so fun last year. I felt so full of love watching all these couples do it, and the pictures were crazy.
I like that you can redo your vows. Like you don't have to just be getting married. Maybe it's like a recommitment ceremony.
Oh yeah, some couples I talked to had done it every year. They're like, "This is our tradition." Yeah, they're like, "This is our tradition. We do it every year because we love to ski together, and this is so fun." It was really cute. So I would suggest, even if you're not trying to get married or whatever, go watch because it'll warm over your frozen heart.
I like it.
Oh,
I like it. Adrian, what do you have planned for something to do or experience this month?
Mine's not as romantic, or maybe it is, depending on who you're dating. This is all about choosing the right person. But when it's too cold to be outside, particularly February is a little unpredictable. When it gets too cold, I'm vintage shopping. I'm antique shopping. I'm going to estate sales.
You need an excuse. Sure, weather. That's when you're shopping.
Yeah, it's just my excuse. Like I don't feel bad like not being at the park if it's cold out. I'm always on the hunt for like vintage workwear, vintage Western wear. And there's so many good spots in Denver, man. We have, just South Broadway alone.
Yes.
You're talking Tenpenny, Goldmine Vintage, Voss Vintage. You go a little further south. The Auditorium is really good. That's where I go to get like vintage Zippos and vintage pocket knives.
Oh.
They have a good selection of Pendleton stuff.
Ooh.
If you go out to Wheat Ridge, there's the Brass Armadillo. I know I've talked about them before. Man, that's like a
spot.
Giant museum.
Yes.
You can go there every day of the week and find something new. It's really cool. And then estate sales are always fun. You just like, I love going into people's houses and just like perusing, being nosy. Like, what happened in this house? What's going on here? Who chose this stuff?
I have never been to an estate sale because I feel a little weird for that very reason. Just looking through.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're intruding?
I saw a quote that said, like, I want to live my life so that I have the best estate sale ever when I die, and people are just fighting over my stuff in my house.
Ooh.
And yes.
Sounds like a good way to become a hoarder.
Yeah, I was like, that's borderline hoarder
I think
behavior.
Just having cool stuff in your house.
It's a fine line between being a hoarder and having a well-curated house full of stuff. But Adrian, is there like a secret to finding a good estate sale? Because I honestly I see signs for them sometimes in neighborhoods, but like, how do you find them?
That's a great question. I had the same question. I usually would just stumble upon it. But if you can just Google estate sales Denver, and there's a couple websites that pop up. There's one called estatesales.org. And you can search by city, day.
It's that easy.
There's online auctions even if you like really don't want to go outside at all and go to these estate sales. You can put up some bids on some cool stuff. But yeah, just literally Google it. You find it. I try to fix my Facebook marketplace algorithm and just click on dumb estate sales that I'm not going to go to and save them so that Facebook thinks that I want them. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, you can usually look at the stuff online before you go. Just kind of get a preview.
Get an idea, like, is this the vibe I'm looking for? Someone who's like really into nautical stuff, or somebody, someone who had a nice collection of jewelry or clothes, or I don't know. That's interesting. Okay, I might have to do a little poking around. Yeah. My pick for something to do experience is a very Bree experience. Ash Wednesday falls on Valentine's Day. So I'll be kicking off the Lenten season at Our Lady of Mount Carmel on the north side for Ash Wednesday Mass. I'm not a parishioner there. I really am a cafeteria Catholic, so I like to go to different churches. But Our Lady of Mount Carmel is the most beautiful church in the city, for sure. And I don't know, Lent I just like because it's like sort of it's a restart in a way that if you kind of fell off of your New Year's resolutions, I officially kick off the season with Lent and like giving up something or focusing on something or doing some sort of service in the community. So that's what I'll be doing. But I'm also with you, Adrian, in that I'm kind of hoping it's cold. Because the other thing I like to do is my best friend and I go to Uncle for ramen after because it's just down the street. And I mean, I'll eat ramen from Uncle any time of the year, but it's definitely better when it's cold outside,
That sounds nice. That sounds like a very wholesome
little church and ramen.
Yeah.
Church and ramen.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay, our next category is something to eat or drink. Adrian, do you want to kick us off?
Sure thing. I mean, for me, there's no competition. There's like one choice. When it's cold out, I'm going to eat pozole, personally. I mean, there's no better warmth in the winter than like eating a nice big hot bowl of like pre-colonial goodness, like pozole. And we have great places here in Denver. I know some folks don't seem to think so, but man, I mean, my obvious choice is always La Diabla, especially on Thursdays. It's a 2-for-1 deal. Their pozole is not cheap, but you do get a lot of it. But the cool thing about the Thursdays, 2-for-1 Thursdays, is you can go in, eat your first bowl there. Say you're by yourself, or if you're with somebody, obviously you get 2-for-1. But I like to go by myself, or just like with someone, and we each get one. They'll let you take your second one to go.
Oh,
so you can eat one and then have some extra at home to eat later on if it's like a string of a lot of cold days.
I feel like pozole is one of those things that you can have a couple days in a row and it like just gets better. You know what I mean? Just tastes better. That's I love that they let you do that too. You can take some home with you.
Yeah, a lot of places don't let you do that for like in-house deals. But
yeah,
there's also a lot of stuff on the west side, Bree, where you are. I know you can go down Morrison Road, and there's Carlos, there's Me Gusto Es. Las Hijas de la Chilanga has a really good pozole.
I actually have not been in there, and they like cook their chicken and stuff out front on these huge grills and smokers. Every time I drive Morrison Road a lot.
I drove by them yesterday and saw them doing that.
It looks and smells amazing. I just need to stop sometime. That's a great recommendation for the season. Olivia, what have you got?
Well, I'm gonna venture out into the cold a little bit. This is a place I love going to. This place, Deviation Distilling, in Dairy Block.
Oh yeah.
This is one of my favorites for a girls' night. So I'm thinking Galentine's.
Perfect.
Girls' night. I love going here with my friends. We're getting a charcuterie board. They always hit. Everything on them is good. Like, a lot of places you get a charcuterie board and there's a couple things that you don't eat because they kind of suck. No, everything on their board is good. So we're getting that. And then they always have really good themed cocktails. Like they had like a wintry Christmas menu that was so good. And so I'm guessing they probably have like a February or like spring maybe or love menu or something. And even if they don't, their regular cocktails are just so good. And they always come in really cute cups, perfect for pictures with the girls. And they just taste so good. And then if you're there and you need to pick up a little last minute V-Day gift for someone, just pick up a bottle of gin. They're so cute. And they even have one that's like, I think it's like cherry blossom maybe, but it's like if you haven't seen their bottles, the backgrounds are all like colorful and a lot of them are floral. I don't know. They're really cute, but there's one that's pink and red. So it would be perfect for Valentine's. So you could kind of knock out a girls' night and pick up a gift while you're there at the same time. So I'm headed there for sure. I go there all the time. They're so nice and it's delicious.
What's it called again?
Deviation Distilling.
Okay.
It's in Dairy Block.
Oh,
it's great.
okay.
Yeah, and then you can just walk around Dairy Block.
You sold me on the charcuterie because I feel you. It's really
so
like
good.
A bummer when you pay for a charcuterie board and then you're like, I don't want to eat that thing that doesn't look good.
My friend that I go with all the time, we always destroy the whole thing. it's great.
You're right. They're not cheap, and
they're not cheap.
When you
but
get something, you're like, half of that is no good.
Yeah, no, they do a great job, and the whole thing is good. So would recommend.
It's all about curation with the charcuterie, and if they're curating well,
they curate well, and their drinks have never missed so far for me.
I love it.
Yeah.
For me, there's this cake that I always just want to eat, which I have talked about on the show before. It's the Spring Fling cake that used to be sold at the market pre-COVID before they closed. And it's this like zucchini cake with fruit and delicious. Oh my, it's like
the best cake I've ever had in my life, personally.
Thank you, Adrian. It is the best cake. And this bakery, Lala's Bakery, is a group of former bakers from the market who remake a lot of these specialty cakes that they used to make. And I've ordered from Lala's before for my birthday, but I just learned that Lala's has moved into, it used to be, The way Lala's was kind of like a drug deal. Like you had to like make an order and then meet him in a parking lot to pick up the cake.
Yeah.
Which
Middle of a
I'm all
warehouse.
about. To be honest with you, I love a shady deal, but, or a shady feeling deal. Nothing shady about the actual deal. But they actually just moved into a permanent space that I had heard about from my friend Laura called La Victoria Healing Kitchen in Aurora. And it's opening this week. I think they're doing an open house this weekend, but it's a commissary kitchen. It's like a shared commercial kitchen for bakers like Lala's, but also there's a instructional kitchen. So they're going to be doing cooking classes there. And they have a community space that you can rent for gatherings. And it's just like, I wanted to go check this out anyway. And then I found out that Lala's is going to be stationed inside of there. And I was like, oh, finally. So I'm going to go and I might get 6 spring fling cupcakes for myself. From
Do it.
Lala's.
Treat yourself. That's the whole point. You know, February is my birth month. So
it is?
this is, and I don't like cake. I was going to say I hate it. I don't hate it. I'm okay with cake. I'm just not
I'm
a
with you.
fan usually, but this is a cake that I will go out of my way to find. I'll
I'm
meet
with
them
you.
anywhere. I'll meet them under a bridge to buy this cake.
I met
But,
them
What's your cake alternative,
once.
Adrian?
My cake alternative? I don't know, cigar and whiskey. This is I don't know, it's terrible. I mean, I do like pan dulce,
festive.
like Mexican sweetbreads, all day, every day, which is similar. It's like,
yum.
but it tends to be a lot more buttery.
Yeah. I was going to say,
Yeah.
I'm with you, Adrian, because I think that's like too easy to do a bad cake, right? Like run of the mill cake, run of the mill frosting, like whatever you're getting at the grocery store, it doesn't wow you. I'm with you. Cake is not something you necessarily get at a restaurant. So when you can get like a really good cake,
Yeah.
and
good
Lala's
cake is really good. Like good cake is worth it.
seriously. Oh, and I just wanted to say the La Victoria Healing Kitchen has their open house this Saturday from 2 to 7. They're doing live cooking demonstrations, live music, and food from local chefs. So
Cool.
go meet the Lala's gals, but also check out the rest of La Victoria Healing Kitchen.
Fun.
Producer Paul Caroli says in the notes here, he would call this a false spring fling cake. So that's how we'll celebrate it.
The false spring.
Wait, Adrian, when's your birthday? I didn't even ask you.
The 20th,
Oh my gosh. Well,
right in the middle. Yeah.
I feel like you buried the lead a little bit. This is your
I
this is
know,
your
I-
month.
Yeah, we just let Bree like talk crap on February, and then Adrian was like,
I take it back.
silent.
I take it back. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we've got one more category of fun stuff for February.
Hey, it's Paul Caroli, executive producer with CityCast Denver. You remember that time when I went to that retirement community to interview that mayoral candidate no one else was taking seriously, Renata Behrens? That was such a fun day for me, and I'm so glad that I got to bring her story and her actual ideas for the mayor's office to a much, much bigger audience than she'd had. And you know what? If it wasn't for CityCast Denver, I'm not sure any of us would have ever gotten to know Renata Behrens. So become a member of CityCast Denver today, and make sure we can keep doing that kind of thing for a long, long time to come. You also get to enjoy special perks like ad-free listening, event invites, and members-only updates. Just go to membership.citycast.fm. Thanks.
Shipping can make or break a sale, so optimize how you ship your orders with ShipStation. They make it easy to automate and manage orders no matter how big your business grows. And they might even be able to help reduce shipping and warehouse costs. So optimize and keep up your momentum for growth with ShipStation. Sign up for your free 60-day trial now at ShipStation.com and use the code POD. That's ShipStation.com with the code POD.
And we're back. We've got our final category. I think this is a little bit in the spirit of Galentine's Day, Olivia, or at least like treat yourself, something to do for you. Maybe, romance is in the air, but maybe this is like a self-care time for you. So our last category is something that's just for you. Who wants to start? Olivia, do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. So I have been getting really into jewelry making.
Ooh.
It's just been something I've been kind of dabbling in. I've been finding lots of little pieces of old vintage stuff, broken stuff, and just kind of upcycling it into new things. And I was just kind of thinking about it. And Valentine's Day is traditionally kind of a holiday where, you know, people give jewelry as gifts, and sometimes the like societal expectation is that you're like expecting jewelry as a gift. But I was thinking about it, and I'm like, you don't need to wait for someone to give you jewelry. Why not make your own? So I am going to be going to a workshop at Fleur. It's a like studio in Denver, and they have a bunch of different workshops for different crafts and stuff, but they have a couple different jewelry workshops. They have like jewelry making courses, stacking ring making, like wax carved ring making, just a lot of different types of jewelry making. And I thought it would be really cool because, you know, whether or not you have a partner, you know, why not make something for yourself? Or, you know, if you are somebody who wants to make it for your partner, then it'd be even more meaningful because you made it yourself. So
well,
they
and
have
you
a lot
can
of
kind
options.
of, you know, your own style. And I think sometimes that's the hard part with jewelry is like, for me personally, I'm super particular. I don't wear very much. So it's hard. It would be hard to buy for me. I could see where making your own would be a nice sort of alternative to get something that you actually are going to wear pretty often.
Yeah, and then
that's a great idea.
You know, it's meaningful because you got to go out and do it yourself. So I don't know. That's what I'm gonna do this month.
Well, and it sounds very you because I have seen some of the charm work that you've done. So this is just going to up your game. You're just going to have another level of jewelry making under your belt.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm excited to use the workshop space because I don't know how much like metal working I can really do in my apartment. So
yeah, it's probably better to like not have a hot soldering iron or something. Yeah. I don't know. It'll also show you how to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Adrian, are you a jewelry man?
I can't wait to see what you're making.
I know.
I know you love accessories. Are you a jewelry man? Are you a man?
As of recently, yeah. Now I've got too many rings. I never want to be the guy with rings, like too many rings. One every once in a while. But like bolo ties I got into, so I've been finding some vintage ones. Those are fun to make. But yeah,
I'm gonna make some bolo ties. I got some big old like pendants that I'm gonna use as the base for them. So I'm excited.
That is a classic Colorado fancy man attire.
Hell yeah.
A tie? No. A bolo tie? Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
With like shorts and a Patagonia vest or something. Yeah.
Perfect.
It's very Colorado.
And a gold chain and some rings. No, I'm kidding. All right. Well, I'll close it down. Something that's just for you. Listen.
Wait, we didn't hear Adrian's.
Oh my God, Adrian, we didn't hear yours. What are you go? Sorry.
Oh, no, I didn't do mine. For me, it's like Oscars season, award season.
Duh.
I'm a film guy, love movies. This is the month where I'm like, I've been slacking. I haven't seen all these movies. So it's a great, I don't need an excuse to go see the movies, but for me, you know, I've been trying to normalize going to the movies by yourself.
Yeah.
It's a
you
great
have
experience.
been on a
There's
campaign
no
for this.
Yes, dude, it's such a great self-date. You don't have to worry about whether someone's having a good time. Did I pick the right movie? Am I eating the popcorn too loud? Are we going to fight after this movie because it was an awkward sex scene? Like nothing. You get whatever snacks you want. You show up whatever time you want. You sit wherever you want. And you have a great time. Or you have a terrible time and you're just like, great, that movie sucked.
I love
That's
this
a great
idea
point.
in theory, but I fall asleep in the movies and I need somebody there to knock me a little bit so I don't snore really loud. But I am all about the picking your own snacks and doing it your way because you're going to spend a little bit of money buying snacks at the movies.
I was going to say snacks for two people. You're going to have to take out a mortgage.
It's like $75.
Yeah. Now, look, a lot of the movies that are nominated this year are available to stream. You can rent them at home. So if you really don't want to venture out and you just like have a night by yourself, pop a bottle of wine, maybe that gin that you just got, the place that Olivia recommended, and just catch up on some of these shorts. The shorts are always fun. They're easy to digest. And look, if you're also not a film bro and you're not into the movies that tend to get nominated for Oscars, this is also a great time of the year to be like, you know what? Those movies sucked. I want to watch my Marvel movies. I want to watch the raunchy comedies that aren't nominated. It's just a great excuse to sit and watch movies by yourself.
Do you have an Oscar pick, though, that you either have seen in the theater or want to see in the theater specifically? Because sometimes it's about the big screen. you know?
No, of course. I mean, something like Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon. That's I try to watch that at home, and it's a whole different
It's not the
experience.
same.
That's something. Oppenheimer. I feel like that's hard to digest. Now, Barbie, I could have it on loop at home all day, every day. That's a great one to have in the background at home.
Though it is beautiful. I actually saw it at the sea, and it's so beautiful to see that movie on the big screen too, because of the sets, just like
All the pink paint.
yeah,
Yes.
and you see the inspirations. You know, I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about Pee-wee's Playhouse being a reference that Greta Gerwig had for the Barbie Barbie, you know, for the Barbie house, and it's so incredible.
I mean,
but
it shows, yeah, you can really tell. And then the fun part about going to the theater is you get to dress up. So like, I went with a group of friends. I went to the sea and we got dressed up in pink and Western wear. It was, I mean, for me, it's not dressed up, but it's just a regular
everyone
outfit.
else, you just finally looked normally dressed for the first time instead of just looking like the most dapper person within 5 miles.
It's a lot of fun. Bree, what's your pick?
Wait, before we go though, I have to ask you, Adrian, because we did an episode a couple of weeks ago with you about the Esquire, and I wonder if you have been back since the news that they're like almost certainly closing.
I have not yet, but I'm planning on, because I saw that they're playing, I think they're playing The Zone of Interest, which I know nothing about. I know it's about Nazis, but it's one of the Oscar nominated films, and I need to go see it.
Interesting.
So I need to go back there before they close down.
Yeah, I was thinking about if they're still doing a midnight movie or anything. Maybe they're
still popping.
the trick. So, okay, for me, I'll close it up with a very Bree experience. Be going to Ballerina to see Ricky Martin, Enrique Iglesias, and one of my favorite performers of all time, Mr. Chico 305, Mr. Worldwide,
Mr. Worldwide.
Pitbull. I've seen
Dale.
Pitbull. Dale. I've seen him 7 times, maybe. One of the best performers of all time. I've seen him with Enrique. Enrique's kind of boring. I am excited to see Ricky Martin because I've never seen him, especially as an openly queer person. I feel very excited to see him in this element now. But Pitbull is just a never fail nonstop party good time. My husband took me last time and we had a super, super fun time, but it's also one of those things where I would go by myself because I want to see Pitbull so bad. And also it's at Ballerina, so I can eat all of the arena food that I want. So I want to get a pretzel, I want to get a big ass Coke, I want to get Dippin' Dots, and then I just want to sit back and enjoy Mr. Chico 305.
When is the show?
It's February 13th, so it's actually Fat Tuesday. It's the day before
heck yeah.
Valentine's
Are
Day.
you gonna dress up like him? I've seen a phenomenon where
Tight
young
pants,
women get dressed up like him, and it's just so funny to me. And I would totally do it.
I'm glad you brought it up, Olivia, because it was a phenomenon that I saw. I think it was the last time I saw him or the time before, but yes, there was this group of definitely your age, like Gen Zers, dressed as Pitbull, but like with bald caps and everything.
Yes, the bald
like
caps.
the
they
whole
look
thing.
like him. They look like him. It's not like they're looking cute. They're looking like him.
Which I love, because generally speaking, I would say the Pitbull crowd is more my age people, like people in their 40s who were like, you know, listening to the boat lift in college and like dancing to Pitbull at the club. So it was cool to see this like new generation of Pitbull fans just going full Pitbull with the costumes. And I just have to say much love and respect to the trend or the TikTok trend or whatever that is that brought Pitbull back to younger people. I'm glad. Welcome.
I'm looking forward to seeing you in a bald cap. I truly cannot wait for that.
I probably
we will make sure to
won't.
post that on the CityCast Denver Instagram. So you can go ahead and give us a follow at CityCast Denver on Instagram, and we will be debuting that.
You'll see it here first.
Volunteered you.
Thanks, you guys. I think we got some really good, different ideas for stuff to do in February. I'm really excited. I'm gonna follow up with both of you and see what you did.
Yeah, can't wait for
Yes.
Adrian's birth month.
Yeah,
Yes.
and celebrate your
Best month.
birthday.
Plus, it's the shortest month of the year. It's like a little charcuterie of the months of the year.
It's
like a
way
little
better
taste
than
of a month.
January. January is like too long. So
Exactly. Very
Love
excited.
February.
So all great recommendations, yo.
Well, Adrian and Olivia, thank you so much.
Thank you.
bye.
That's all for today here on CityCast Denver. If you enjoyed this show, why not take a minute to tell your favorite ski bum newlyweds about us? Rate the show wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to our morning newsletter and learn more about us at denver.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye-bye. Oh my God, I need to brush my teeth. I can smell my microphone. Nasty.